I nabbed some pics from Pinterest. They're right there. You can check out the pictures there. Let's chat. Here's the first one. First off, we've got a skull bone. And the eye's a specific little hole made by the skull bones. And the eyeball's in the eye. We notice the eye, it's a small part of the eyeball sticking out. It can be seen from front and side. From the side, I see a lot of bulging eyes gone wrong. To avoid bulging eyes, make a recess here. So when you sculpt, you make the doll's face first, then do a triangular recess. Then you stick a small ball here for the eye, like an eyeball. Can't emphasize enough, no bulging eyes. Like in this image, makes sense. People like this do exist. But if it was me, I'd sculpt a tad deeper. So if you look here, it's transferred. There's the eye. So basically it gets conveyed like that. The eye's elevated and it starts to lower a bit. Here it's drawn flat, which is wrong. So the eye is slightly lower. Needs to sit a little lower to be accurate. So this eyeball, there it is, perfectly round like a ball. And it's connected to the eyeball with cords that become eyelids. The top lid moves, the bottom one doesn't. When you sculpt lids, remember they kind of wrap around the eyeball, resting on it. And lids, they're never thick. Big mistake to make thick lids. The lid is just skin, it's thin, never thick. We got a thin lid here too. Check this picture out. We've got an apple of the eye here in the eyebrow, which is a bit off, but remember it's lower towards the outer edge and this eye's already blind. It's all clear here. Save these pics for future. Next layer we see is skin and some fat layers. When sculpting, take note of the eyelid. Fall on the apple, there's a fat layer at the bottom and top creating folds. Note this and also the eyelid bone drooping down here. It forms this part here, the eyelid doesn't move here. Here's a bony eyebrow arch. Look at this. Ooh, this bone here. It's an eyebrow arch, forms a bump on eyelid. You see a small dip here, a round eye muscle and skin outlines. This crease shapes the eyelid of the circular eye muscle, enabling eyelids to close above the fat layer. Roughly drawn here to show this is where the bone skin drops because we usually don't have fat layers. For Oriental eyes, there might be fat layers. Europeans usually have a dip here. Consider this when sculpting. What else I want to point out or errors I've noted for sculpting? I find sculpting easier when I can see, like here. A kid's eyebrow arch, it's formed by a fat layer. It creates a fold, then thin upper and lower eyelids. Anything else about the eye? We've got an eye. Let's look at its distance. Let me draw that out. So we have an eye. You see the line here. What more about the eye? We've got an eye apple. It's round. I'm not good at drawing, so it's a bit ugly. This part's visible. We see the eye itself. Say this is eye's start. This is eye's end. The line from the eye's start to end slightly tilted. Like this. I drew too much. But you get it. That's the nose. The eye goes like this. Split this line into 3 even parts. From here to there. Eye will be on this part. Top point's the highest. So top point's like this. And third point is the eye's lowest. I drew it rough, like a cutout. Connect it gently, there's the eye shape. Clear, isn't it? For a sad eye, drop it down. Decide how to do it. Basics are like this. Top of the eye here, eye's bottom point here. Lower eyelid's thin, and it goes under the upper one. Upper eyelid has a small fold. Rarely there's this fold. Likewise, there's often a large fold. Doesn't go there. It's closed, that's it, and blends in with the skin. That's also clear. Now we'll refine the eye. When you paint, note that iris isn't in the center. If you place eye in center, you'll get a crazy looking eye. Iris is located here. It's under the upper eyelid. Here, here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And pupil is almost here, either touches upper eyelid or doesn't reach the lower one, like so. Draw a big rainbow on a doll. They're dolls after all. But the gist is the same. But the principle is the same. I always struggled with sculpting doll eyes. I'll keep getting the eyes wrong until I get anatomy. Sure, you could take an in-depth artist's anatomy course, but we'll try to get it simply, enough to know what to do. Here's a face with spots for eyes. Generally, humans have eye sockets here. Eye sockets are bones with a hole-like feature. It dips here and rises a bit here. Next, the eyeball. The eyeball sits in the eye socket. The eyeball is round. It's placed here. From the side, the eye doesn't protrude, but sinks in a bit. A common rookie mistake is flat bulging eyes. To make eyes, indent a bit where they'll sit, so you know where to place the eyes later. Look at the picture I wanted to show. The eyebrow arc, this part is shaped by a bone. So we're gonna add a drop-like bit of material here. Here, because the indent's a bit sunken in. Eyelids are skin folds, curving over the eyeball. They mirror the eyeball's shape and aren't thick. They're laid over the eyeball here. Here, where the slightly sunken recess is. In the recess, they follow the eyeball's shape and aren't too thick. Here, they rest on the eyeball. Then they curve under the eyeball, forming another fold. I'll clear all this now, then we'll try eyelid sculpting. I've kept several pictures handy to better get it and explain. Some pics are a bit confusing, but we'll get it. This is the eyeball in its socket, in the bone. Here it's as if tethered by ligaments. Next, skin folds form eyelids. You see the skin folds kind of support the eyelid. A very typical mistake, protruding eyes and thick eyelids. We won't do that. Now, let's start sculpting. Split a small plastic piece into 2 equal parts. Then add 2 balls where the eyes will be. And pop in a ball. And I check, big, small. Need one more? How far are they from the nose? To check distance, need to flip and look up. I see they're big and bulging out. This is how it should look with the eyelids. Taking one ball, cut it in half again. And now place a small thing and another. Now making an eyeball. And make it small but round. I squished it by mistake. I take it off again. Need a round eyeball. So it's on the side, kind of sunken. And this size looks right for the face here. Here a tiny bit. And I'll rub it in. Wound up with a big hole, cut too much. I'll stick it in just a bit, since we still have an eye and indentation here. And I pop it in. Smoothened it out. Flip it again. One eye is farther from the nose, the other's closer. I adjust to liked position and match them. One's a bit higher. A little lip fix. I didn't like how it was. While the eyes dry a bit. Because I'll make the eyelids now. Remember the nose, upper lip, lower lip, and chin. If I do this, you see I'm missing the lower lip. Now I'll add more lower lip. Nearly got the eyes. Just popped small cakes in the pressure center. Got some sleepy eyes here, not enough above the brow though. Need to make open eyes. View them from all sides from the balcony. Give them a twist. Check them for a natural look. Then I'll make a small lower lid. Roll out a sausage. Cut it in two. Put thin part from bottom to our eye. Lift it a bit. Not a thick lid. Smooth it out. This lower lid wraps our eyeball. It's not thick. Put the same one on the other side now. Try to do it symmetrically. Put it on again. Little water is dried up. Smear it to the eye's lower edge. Not the edge, the lower eye part. Here's the lower lid. The other side looks prettier. Not really focusing on beauty now. Just need you to get it. Got pressure because the lower lid wraps the eyeball. The fold goes into the eye. Made the lower lid. Well, it's different. I'll fix it later. Making the upper lid now. This is my dry plastic piece. Bringing it back. Doing the same for upper lids. Turned out big, so taking it. Put the thin side on the eye top again. What's important about the eye? We have the top point. Draw a line here, divide in 3 parts. Like 1/3. At 1/3 top is the eyelid peak, top eyelid peak. And at 1/3 below is the lower lid's bottom. Here. So it's correct. Style as you wish though. We don't make thick lids. Remember, our lids ain't thick. Maybe make these balls dry for easier eye sculpting. We don't got this bone up here. Now we make a drop. Time for round 2. Wet it. The top eyelid is over the bottom one. So the bottom eyelid goes under the top one. Like so. There aren't folds here. They're different now. Won't adjust all in the video, as it'd take too long. Now I see got a slight hiccup here. I'll just fix it. So I couldn't trim it evenly. Here it is. Now I need a top bone and make a drop. Like so. I wet the spot where I'll fix it, and I place this drop here. I've done this a lot, but I'll just adjust it slightly now. It's a sad kid now. And the surplus covered the widow, like this. Fold and spread. Remove the extra if needed. Now we got a flat side, not rounded. And one more crucial point. The top eyelid always hangs over the bottom one. I need more of the top eyelid. I can add some more now, because from the side the top eyelid always leads. So I didn't have enough. The plastic is too wet now. Need to let it dry a bit. And I'll do the same on the flip side. I want to lift it a bit. Dropped it too low on the eye, and lift the eye slightly. Gotta lift it a bit. I brought it down too far. Need to lift the eye a bit. So you get what I mean. I'm getting it sorted. 'Cause it's a pain to film or carve. I'll redo it though. Gonna keep it same though. I mean, this eye's cute enough. Not enough bones here. Like no bones here at all. Not a big drop. Maybe just a tiny drop.
better, more real. Gonna have to remove some here. Gonna completely redo this eye. You get the idea, right? You can practice.